Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Taylor and today is a long overdue crochet chat. I feel like it's been so long since we sat down and just had a fun little chat, and I need to work on this sweater so that I can start on one for my boyfriend for Christmas. I figured what better way to motivate myself to work on it than to sit down and just chat with my favorite people. So how are you today? How is everything going? I am so ready for the cold. It actually flurried for like 20 minutes and I got so excited, but now it's gone, unfortunately. I am so excited for snow. I'm so excited for this Christmas season. I don't know what it is. Normally I'm not super excited for Christmas season. Years past when I didn't live in Minnesota, there used to be a lot of stress surrounding having to drive and the weather, and I'm just really excited that that is no longer a thing. I live so close to my parents and my family now, and it is no longer an issue of having to go home and see them. And I also see them on a more regular basis, so when I'm with them, it's not like we have to cram in a year's worth of fun in 2 days. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you've been doing recently. I have not been doing well with the getting dark at 5 p.m. thing. I am not happy about it. I'm not doing well with it. I wish I could say I was. It's so weird. Like, I feel in the summertime I can stay up and until, let's say, like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm great, and I can wake up at 6 and be just fine. Now it's like I gotta go to bed at 8:30, and even then sometimes getting up at 6 is a struggle. And I think it just has to do with slowing down. I'm just trying to create good habits around being slower, just working on my crafts, spending time with Chad, and really being intentional with how I spend my time. Since there's so many less daylight hours, I feel like there's less time to do things. So I'm trying to be a lot more intentional with how I'm spending my time. And I've really been happy with how I've been spending my time. I have had the slowest reading month. I don't know why. I feel like I haven't finished any books, even though that is a lie. I think I've finished like 5 books. I've at least finished 5 because I have 5 on my physical TBR pile there. But I don't know what it is. I think it's just because like I finished 21 books in October, which absolutely crazy. I don't want to do that again. That was not anticipated. But I finished 21 books and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not finishing books fast enough. It's so not a big deal how many books I finish every single month. And I wish there was a way that I could really get in my head and just be like, hey, stop making it matter. And I know some people are like, well, if you deleted your tracking apps, then that would help. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, because I love the Fable app so much and it does help me. It helped me build the habit of reading every day. I did not read every single day before I got the Fable app. Just clicking like I read every day and making that a priority, that has been revolutionary for my reading. And so now I make it a priority to read every single day. And I do feel like that has kind of changed my life for better or for worse. I feel like I scroll a lot less. I'm intaking a lot less content just in general on YouTube, on Instagram, all these things, because I'm not watching as much TV because I am reading rather than doing all these other things. Obviously it's hard because time is a resource, so it's like I can't craft and read a physical book at the same time. So that's why audiobooks are so important to me. I also turned 28 this month, which is so crazy. I feel so old and so young at the same time. I don't feel old in the way of like the wisdom and stories and all that. I feel old in my body, unfortunately. I really need to get back into working out. Chad and I have been so lazy recently, unfortunately. We'll get back to it, but kind of going back to when I was talking about like feeling slow, the slower season, like my body just feels so sluggish and I feel like I can't get it to move. The most I've been able to do is go on walks every now and then, and like walking is so good for you, and I don't want to like, I'm not trying to disparage walks. It just, I want to like lift weights and do some of the more intensive workouts that we've done in the past, but I just have, neither of us have had the energy to do it, even though we are sleeping more than we were sleeping in the summer. So I really don't know what that's about. I really think it just has to do with the season that we're in. But I had the best birthday ever. We went to Sioux Falls and I got to eat at all my favorite restaurants, and I got to shop at all my favorite places, and I got to show Chad everything that I loved about this place that I lived for my, you know, early adult life right after college. And I was trying to think about like how to explain to him what Sioux Falls meant to me. And I feel like that is such a loaded question almost, because I remember hating living in Sioux Falls when I was there, but I think a lot of it had to do with my poor mental state. I had troubles with dating, so many troubles with dating, and people just like treating me really poorly. And I couldn't understand why, and I kept thinking I was the problem, and that led me down some really toxic rabbit holes on TikTok and Instagram of like dating coaches, and you need to do this, you need to do that, and that's how you're gonna get a boyfriend, a girlfriend, anything. It was just really hard, but the places themselves, like me and my best friend used to just go buck wild at the bars every single weekend and go dancing, and we just always had such a fun time together, and it's things like that that I miss. I miss living close to my best friends. I miss going out dancing with them. And obviously my boyfriend and I can go out dancing, but there's nothing like just being with your girls. Like, we're at this different stage in life now. Yeah, sure, me and my boyfriend could go do that, but I also want to stay at home with our kitties, and I want to read with him on the couch, and I want to just be near him. We don't have to go out and do these things. And that's not to say that we'll never do that. We eventually will. The missing of times past, not because you want to go back, but you're just kind of reminiscing. It's the rose-colored glasses of it all, right? And I think too, because one of my best friends lives so far away now, I'm just like, oh, it's this added layer of I miss her so much. I miss her so much. And I cannot wait. Next year we're planning on meeting up in some capacity. I will see her. And I need it. I need her again so bad, and for us to go and have a good time. I've also been making presents for people for Christmas, and that's been so slow going. I need to go to Michael's, honestly, and like hopefully they have like woolies in the colorway that I need for Chad's sweater. I really need to get started on that. I need to buy more like t-shirts, or because I do want to make shirts for one of my other best friends for Christmas. It won't say pray. I have this checkerboard rainbow material, and I want to make us matching Pride shirts, so that maybe next June we can maybe go to Pride together, which would be so fun. I need to get working on the quiet books that I plan on making. I don't think it'll be as hard as my brain thinks it will be, but because my brain has decided that it's hard, I have not started yet. I started a little bit yesterday because it has like finger puppets, and I gave my dark brown felt to my friend, but I needed a little bit of it for one of the finger puppets, so I took a little bit of it. I took what I needed, and then I gave her back the rest, and so I really want to start on those. It's just hard. I feel like I haven't had time to do much recently, and part of it's like I've been posting a lot on YouTube, and that's not a bad thing. It's just obviously time goes, you know, where we allocate our time, then we don't have time for other things, right? And I've been spending a lot of my evenings with Chad, and then I spend a lot of my weekends judging debate, and I love judging debate. Oh my god, do I love it. I love hearing kids talk about things that they are passionate about. I love watching them improve over time because the debate community is pretty small. So when I go and judge, because of the category that I judge, I see a lot of the same students, and from the first time I watched them versus now, it is night and day. They are just becoming such wonderful little like professionals. I love seeing it. That's something that I would not give up. And speech season is going to be ramping up, which is going to have an added layer of craziness. And I'm so excited for where the rest of this year is going. But it's, leaked into time that normally I would have been spending, 1, alone, and 2, working on crafts. And I don't think it's bad, it's just different, Once I used to have so much free time. Like when I lived in Rapid, I would get off work and I would just sit in my room. Like I did nothing. I tried to get myself to work out, and I would normally, I worked out enough, not a ton, not as much as I would have liked, but it was so hard. I felt like there was nothing I could get involved in out there. But now that I'm coaching and I'm doing all this stuff and I have friends and I've got family here, like there's always something to be doing, and it feels really, really nice. I don't feel as stuck in my life, which is wonderful. And I think that is attributed to knowing my community in a way. And like I didn't feel stuck when I was in Sioux Falls either. I'm talking specifically like when I lived in Rapid, to be quite honest with you. Like in Sioux Falls, like I had opportunities, I had community. It was a very fun time. Most of my problems stemmed, like I said, from my own self-worth and my difficulties when it came to dating. And so that's really not the place's fault, and that's not the fault of the people who were nice, who were my friends, who were my community in that place. The only thing now with, being so close to family is trying to navigate holidays, because both my and my boyfriend's family live close enough to where we can see them on a semi-regular basis. Now we need to figure out how we're splitting our time between the two families for Thanksgiving and like the holidays. So that's one thing that we're navigating for the first time this year, and it's just a bit of a struggle. My siblings are so much younger, and his parents are empty nesters. So that's a different dynamic that we have. My family on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, we don't go shopping, we go to museums. It's kind of the only time of the year that our entire family is together, so we can go and do things as a family. It's the only time that we set aside for true family time. And partners are invited, so obviously Chad is invited to these things, and I'm really excited to spend this time with them. I love my siblings so much. I'm so glad that I moved home when I did, that I'm able to be a part of their lives in a more substantial way. Obviously, I always loved my siblings. It's never a question of love. It's always, how close do you want to be? A relationship with your siblings is really what you make it, especially as you get older. And as the oldest, I know that it's my responsibility also to cultivate those relationships and be there for my siblings, because obviously they reach out to me, but I also need to be reaching out to them, being a part of their lives more. I wouldn't trade that for the world. But yeah, it's something that it's hard because everybody wants time, right? It's not bad that your family wants you there, but because Chad and I are also creating our own family, we need to figure out like, where are we going for Thanksgiving? Where are we going for Christmas? What are we doing? How are we doing it? It's also hard because like I have 3 Christmases that he's probably going to attend. It's just a lot of stress around the holiday seasons, and I'm sure that you watching can relate. It's so hard because the holidays I think bring out some of the best in people, but it also brings out so much of the stress. And I don't know. It's a lot sometimes, but we get through it. And honestly, my favorite part is obviously spending time with my family, going to museums. That is one of my favorite things. My siblings' minds are such wondrous things to behold, to like see them at the museum and like hear what they have to say or their thoughts and conclusions. And my siblings, they're all teenagers. So they you know, they know more about the world, but they don't know everything. And I know that I'm coming from this unique perspective of like, I'm an actual adult. And I love Christmas. I do. I'm happy that I no longer have to worry about ice. There was one Christmas where I couldn't get home because the roads were so bad and I was worried about driving. I do not have an all-wheel drive car. One day I'll have an all-wheel drive car if Camrys ever decide to be all-wheel, because I do in fact want to just continue to have Camrys. I love my Camry so much. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was so much in less than 20 minutes. Sorry, I feel like I didn't let you get a word in edgewise. I, you know, hope that everything's okay. I hope that you have the absolute best day, and I hope that you are reading good books and working on wonderful crafts, and I would love to have you as a part of our community, so don't forget to give this video a like. Please let me know what you're working on down in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!